Hey guys, Blessing here, and how are you all doing? So some of you might have already heard the news of Bobrisky being in jail, not for homosexuality, because already some of you know that you go to jail for 14 years for being GAY. But in his case, as a cross-dresser who claims to have transitioned into womanhood, he is now spending 6 months in prison for what is now known as currency mutilation. So here is the gist, and this story is good for those of you who might have followed a bit of it and some of you who just don't know what all of this is all about. So Bobrisky was arrested because he was spraying naira notes at a party. And I must quickly mention that spraying money in Nigeria is a sign of love, a sign of giving. Like if you're Nigerian, you throw a party and people do not spray you money, it looks like nobody loves you or the people around you are broke. This is the way that the sprayer shows affluence and also shows support to the celebrant. Now, Bobrisky did something almost every Nigerian has done at a point or the other in their lives. However, I personally did not even know that it is a criminal offense to spray money in Nigeria. And people have been spraying money before we were all born. Yes, and people will continue to spray money in Nigeria. However, if the authorities catch you, what happened to Bobrisky might end up being your lot. Now, let's get back to the gist. The 31-year-old was charged for abuse of the naira, which, according to Section 21 of the CBN Act of the Nigerian Constitution, the spraying and the stepping on the naira at society gatherings is a serious crime, and offenders are liable to 6 months imprisonment or a fine of 50,000 naira. Now, in Bobrisky's case, he got 6 months. He could have easily paid 50,000 naira 25 times over. And that brings me to the question, why you guys think he got the sentence that he got instead of just walking away with a fine? Now let's go back to the story again. I keep getting distracted by my own gist. However, this man, this trans woman, he attended a movie premiere in Lagos, and he was also seen at other events and parties at different times around the city. The next thing we started to hear was that the EFCC filed a 6-count charge against him. Before we could say Bob, he was already charged to court. Before we could say Risky, he was already arraigned for abuse of the naira and alleged money laundering at the Federal High Court. He was also charged for trading under the name and style of Bob Express between 2021 and 2024. You guys know that Bobrisky is an influencer. So now they are saying that he has failed to submit a declaration of the activities of the said company, within which period the total sum of 180 million naira was paid into his company's account. Hey, so the thing is even bigger than just praying money. Tax fraud is even being mentioned here. Anyway, he got lucky that the judge kicked out 2 charges bordering on money laundering. Well, Bobrisky pleaded guilty to the 4 charges on naira abuse, and he also asked the judge to pardon him and that he was not aware of the laws binding the naira abuse, and he vowed, yes, he promised the judge that he would use his influence to educate his fans on social media about this abuse and about the law and all of that. To even make his plea stronger, he told the judge that he regretted his actions, and he then promised again on top of it that he would never do something like this ever again. Bottom line, he pleaded guilty. But all of that did not work for Bobrisky, because what happened? Bobrisky got sentenced to 6 months imprisonment at the Ikoyi Correctional Center without an option of fine. So you guys can see him here in the picture leaving the court premises. The question now started to fly around about, okay, now Bobrisky is telling all of us that he has fully transitioned. Yes, he told us on social media that he no longer has male organs. Yes, he said he already went through a surgical procedure to have his sugarcane removed. And he also said that, yeah, as you guys can see, that he has boobies. Anyways, when they now asked the spokesperson of the correctional center what would happen to Bobrisky if they would put him with the boys in jail, because I mean he was born a man, and according to Nigerian law he is a man, but physically he is a woman. So the spokesperson told the press that Bobrisky will be held in male facility throughout his 6-month imprisonment stay, and that they would protect him from sexual predators. You guys know that Bobrisky be looking fine sometimes. Yes, we have to admit. But the thing is that when he was in court, the judge asked him specifically to clarify his gender status. And this is what Bobrisky told the judge. He told the judge that he was a man. He made no mistake about that. Otherwise, he was aware that that would be another case on top of his head, because according to Nigerian constitution, you cannot be what Bobrisky is portraying himself to be online. So he told the judge fairly and clearly that he was a full man. Whereas he was already, let me say, I wouldn't say deceived, because I think he was just using that persona, Bob, as his alter ego, and just giving off that impression that he was what he's not in reality. You know, just selling off that image on Instagram that, you know, he had fully transitioned and that he no longer had sugarcane, that his sugarcane has been removed, and that he now has boobies. He even calls himself Mommy of Lagos. That is his nickname. So all of these inconsistencies made them to examine him at the point of admission when he got to prison. I can imagine that they wouldn't want to make a mistake. What if truly he has transitioned? What if truly he has replaced his sugar cane with a flower, for example? And then imagine a situation whereby they took him to the male prison just because he's legally a man, and then he gets there and he's violated. So I really fully understand that he had to be examined at the point of entry. Anyway, by the time they checked out Bobrisky, guess what they found out? The prison officials on duty stated that absolutely no realignment of genital organ was discovered on Bobrisky. They said that his male biological features were all intact. They said they were all the same as you would find on an average normal man, and that therefore he would be treated like other inmates. They also said that he would not get any 5-star treatment, and that if any inmate tries to violate him in any way, that person would face the law. Now, when Bobrisky now finally went to jail and everything started to cool down, the next thing we heard was that Cubana chief priest got arrested for the same crime. And everybody started to wait to see what would happen in his own case. Okay, would they also sentence Cubana chief priest to 6 months imprisonment? Lo and behold, when Cubana chief priest got to court, he told the judge that he was not guilty. And at the end of the day, he was granted 10 million naira bail and they let him go. And people started to ask, so why did the judge put Bobrisky in prison for 6 months and did not even give him the option of bail, but they let Cubana chief priest go away on a 10 million naira bail? Some people believe that it is because he told the judge that he was not guilty, while Bobrisky told the judge that he was guilty. And me, I know when I was growing up, they always told us that when you tell the judge you are guilty, it shows a certain level of remorse and it might make them actually reduce your sentence. So now we are growing, and the more you grow, the more confused you get. I do not think Cubana chief priest was let go because he pleaded not guilty. I think his circumstances were fully different from Bobrisky's. Another thing you should keep in mind is that Bobrisky has bad luck because of his persona online. Maybe the judge that ruled against Bobrisky already had his own personal reservations about Bobrisky, because I just feel like that sentence was too harsh on Bobrisky for a first-time offender. I just think there are other factors that played a role in him getting such a strict and heavy sentence. Anyway, in the wake of all the arrests and all the media frenzy, guess what now happened? This thing actually truly served as a deterrent. The next time Cubana chief priest went to a party, guess what he did? He didn't spray money, oh no. He started to transfer money while dancing. That is the new Nigeria. Nigeria. Now, when we move out of, the celebrity sphere, we go into like the normal people's sphere and the parties, we start to see a shift in the way people spray money because you don't want to be arrested because you're just enjoying yourself. Now, people have now started to improvise and create different ways of enjoying themselves and spraying money without abusing the naira. So let me know what all of you think about this news you just heard. If you found yourself in these people's position, would you plead guilty or not guilty, and give us reasons? And last but not least, if you have enjoyed this video, do us well by giving it a thumbs up and also sharing it on your timeline. And lastly, if you'd like to watch and listen to more videos like this one, do make sure you are following all of our accounts on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I remain Blessing Njoh, the analyst, and I will catch you all on my next one.